Welcome back to the channel. Harley Quinn here, leader of Tears of Angels in Region 293 with another video from the mobile game Doomsday: Last Survivors. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to like, sub and turn on that bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. Now, let's get into it.
Welcome back to another Master Your Beast series. So today we are going to be touching on the rock beasts, your rally and garrison primarily. So if you haven't checked it out, I've released a video so far for fire, water and grass. They'll all be linked below if you need to check those out, as well as some other um, beast related videos. And there will be a video released next week in regard to the bio event that is currently up and running, the Biohazard Frenzy. So, as usual, let's jump over to our beasts. Now, your rock beasts are... So your rock beasts have no type advantage and don't take increased damage to anything. So they are just neutral. So, like in your Pokemon, grass beats water, water beats fire, fire beats grass. Rock is just a tanky boy. Okay? Now, they are heavy for rally or garrison. I want to really stress the fact that these guys are really ideal for rally is your bull, pangos are for garrison. Now, unless you're going to be a rally leader, a counter rally, a garrison, I would probably steer away from them, and in the way of at least not focusing them. Because in the field, yes, they don't die as often, so you may not potentially lose as much troops to them, so they are good in that aspect. But a lot of their skills are mainly only useful in rally or garrison. So just keep that in mind. Having that said, if you do have a really strong bull, it is probably best to put that on your stronger field squad just so it doesn't die. So for me, I do put my bull on my Sophie for field just so she doesn't die as quick. That is also because my bull is substantially higher than everything else, by a lot. So let's jump over and have a little look. So this is trying to... So these ones are using the ideal setup. Now, I will mention what can be used in place of them, which you'll see up here. However, this one for my gold bull is using the gold cat as my support. I have been running this for the last month, which you can see over here. So I've got my gold cat as my support. I am finding it quite good for rallies due to the high crit rate. So, keep in mind you can use the purple bull as its support because the purple bull is a rally. However, its perks as a support are just a slight buff. They're nothing astronomical, so we'll touch on that later. So, gold cat as a support. Encircled charge. When in a rally, increases skill multiplier to 900% and combo for this attack plus 70. For every leader skill used in the battle, gain 2% attack up to 20%. So the longer the battle goes, the more damage you get. This is also increasing the damage of squad heroes. So damage of squad heroes plus 4%. So that's just damage in general. That is basics, counter, skill, the whole lot. So he is a very good overall buff as a leader, with his Iron Hooves as his active skill. Every 3 seconds, does damage. When this attack deals a critical hit, gains combo plus 60. So, yeah, for 3 seconds. So next time that comes back around, for 3 seconds, this will fire again with a plus 70. So you have plus 130 the next time this attack is used after this. So you've just built combo. Okay, we'll come back. When in rally or garrison, increase attack and defense based on the number of troops in your squad, up to 400%. So the fuller your rally is, the more damage you're dealing. So keep your rally full. When triggering a combo, increases own combo damage by 2% up to a maximum of 40%. Same thing again. The fuller your team, the bigger the damage. So 2% is pretty much when your rally is dead. 30% is when it's full. When in a rally, crit plus 120 and combo plus 50. So you have 50 base and crit 120 is your base. You have that at all times while in a rally. So, first 3 seconds, this fires. So the way it works is every 3 seconds. So 3 seconds into the battle, Iron Hoofs go off. You gain combo if it deals a critical hit. Okay, so you're now at 110. 3 seconds later, this fires. You still have this. So 110 plus, 110, and then and combo for this attack plus 70. So you're now at 180 combo for this attack. That fires, you can trigger a combo. Getting this to fire, getting this to fire, because these skills are triggered by combos or counter attacks. So the higher your combo is, the more chance these are of firing. So if this hits a combo, free damage. Into the Gold Cat support, deals damage every 3 seconds. If using a skill with Wildfire, increases skill damage. Sorry, that's the leader perk down here. When the active skill deals a critical hit, deals follow-up damage for X amount and has a 100% chance for crit plus 100 the next time the active skill is used. So if it deals a critical hit, you gain extra crit next time, allowing you a higher chance of hitting crit again, which keeps that 100 crit rolling. When using the leader skill, leader crit plus 150 for 3 seconds. If a critical hit is dealt during this time, has a 50% chance to gain additional crit damage. So you have crit every time the leader skill is used. When dealing damage to a target with a shield, increases and crit by 50. So leader skill is used, you gain 150 crit. You have 120 crit because you're in rally already. So there is 270 crit already. Okay, that's just leader skill. That's straight off the bat. Leader skill can deal a crit. So it does a crit, big damage, sweet. Into the active skill. This deals a crit, allowing this to fire. When the active skill deals a critical hit, deals a follow-up damage. It deals follow-up damage and has crit plus 100 the next time it's used, allowing you the chance to just keep ping-ponging between those two. So that's kind of why I'm using that, as well as for the fact of crit increases. Obviously, crit is crit rate, allowing you a higher chance of getting crits to go off. Crit damage is obviously higher than crit. Crit damage is bigger damage than normal damage. So the higher your crit rate, the more chance. So going over to here, so you can view that by clicking the special attribute. So you can see my crit is 402. And it says here, crit can be converted to crit rate. combo into combo rate, counter into counter rate, and shield value. So have a read of that to have a bit of an understanding of that. So the higher your crit, the better crit rate. So I have 40% chance to hit a crit every single attack. That's not including increased chances by skills, leader skills, etc. That's just base. So I've got 40% chance base. I start the match. I'm in a rally. My crit goes up by 12%. I'm now at 52% chance for a crit. Leader skill is used. Crit goes up by another 11%. I'm now at 63% crit chance. 63% chance. I'm over halfway, which in theory is every 2 attacks should be a crit. So I've got a little battle report for the bull. Let's just jump into it. So ignore that really crazy high damage dealt to me. It was not an ideal rally. But look at my beast damage. Almost 3 times. We'll go to combat log, sorry. We'll go down to the 6-second mark, which is where it's decent report. Down the bottom. So, I've used encircling charge. When in a rally, increases skill multiplier and combo. I blaze because I'm using a leader skill. My crit is plus 90. Undead, my gold bull uses its active skill. Deals a critical hit. When the active skill deals a critical hit, do a follow-up damage and 100% chance. Now he's dealt a crit, allowing that to increase. So they bounce off each other relatively well in the fact of crits and crit rate. So we'll move on to the purple bull. So purple bull, this is showing the gold crab as support for the purple bull. So again, if you're running gold bull, you can run purple. For now, if you don't have a gold crab, you can probably use the purple crab. You can probably use the purple bull. However, it's a bit better combo-wise, the purple bull rather than crit for the gold. So, combo for this attack plus 50. Active skill triggered by a combo increases multiplier when in a rally. Maximum troops of own attribute. When triggering a combo, active skill damage is increased. So combo again. When in a rally, combo plus 70, crit plus 30. See how the crit's a lot lower and the combo's a lot higher. So you've got a fair bit of combo there. With the gold crab, the leader also gains leader combo plus 50. When triggering a combo, inflicts corrosion damage. So you get a little bit of damage over time as well. When using the leader skill, combo plus 150. If a combo is triggered during this time, there is a 30% chance of another attack. So this just gives you a lot of extra combo. Now I know you may not have a gold crab to go with him, so I get that. Using, like I said, purple cat if you're not using any golds. Purple crab could even work. But you really want to run gold bull, purple bull if you can. But if you just want to level purple bull, we'll go that way. because I understand leveling up the golds is not easy. So, now into the gold pango, which is your garrison. So mine is not leveled up very far because I'm working on my bull first. Then I'll work on him. So this is just using the gold pango with the gold cat. So this is where you kind of need to choose whether or not you're a garrison leader or a rally leader. Because focusing on one set of beasts is really ideal, and they do take a lot to level up. So assuming you're a garrison instead of rally, you'd run gold cat. However, using the purple pango until your gold cat is also leveled up. So gold pango plus purple pango is a good substitute until you want to level up a gold cat as well. So every 6 seconds, 600%. When garrisoned, increases to 900% and gains 70 counter. For every leader skill used, increases attack up to 20% and damage reduction of squad heroes. Every 3 seconds, when this attack deals a critical hit, gains counter plus 60. When garrisoned, increase attack and defense. When triggering a counter attack, increases own counter damage by 2% up to 30. So again, the more troops you have for this one, the better. When garrisoned, crit plus 120 and counter plus 50. So when this attack deals critical hit, gains counter. So this is kind of why I went with a gold cat, because the more crits you fire off, the more counter you have, allowing you to just have that constant counter attack, which then allows you to trigger by counter attack or combos. So that's why I went with this way. Active skill deals critical hit. You deal a follow-up damage and has 100% crit next time. So 100% chance for 100 crit next time, allowing you a very high chance of critting to then gain more counter, with another chance to get a counter attack, to then fire this off, to fire that off, to get another crit, to get a crit, to get counter, to get a counter attack, so on and so forth. Over here, when using the leader skill, gain crit and additional crit damage. So we've read this one before. When dealing damage to a target with a shield, crit again. So if they're using a grass beast, for example, can be extra damage there. So that's why I've gone with the crit. Increases your counter attack, which then increases the amount of chances to then get a crit to fire off. So I don't have a gold pango here. We'll go down to the purple. So for now, I'm running purple pango with gold pango myself. So leading gold with purple is ideal, but this is running purple pango with purple Draco, if you don't have the gold. So this just gives you increased counter synergy, which helps. So purple pango, if it's garrisoned, increases and gains counter. Here, if an active skill is triggered by a counter attack, increase the multiplier. When same kind of thing again, counter attacks increases by 15%. When garrisoned, crit plus counter. So the purple Draco, when triggering a counter attack and has a 50% chance to gain counter damage. When the leader's skill, leader gains counter plus 110. And then when taking corrosion damage, counter plus 40. So this is just a free-to-play option if you don't have those beasts available. allowing you just to get that extra counter to potentially then get this counter attack. Now, I do have a report for my purple Pango versing purple. So I've got purple and gold. Now, as you can see, my gold is not very leveled up. My purple's slowly getting there. I am versing a gold and a purple though, so it probably will be better for me to eventually switch them around. But for now, I'm just running that. So we go combat log. Now 18 seconds is where the good demonstration is. Scroll down to the bottom. So his Pango used Crystal Top. My hammer triggered a counter attack and used Sickle Slash. So I've used Sickle Slash. He's lost that. Then I've used my main attack. When triggering a counter attack, increased damage. Defender module. When triggering attack, counter damage increases. He's used Strange Swipe. I've then now used Hammer Counter, which is my main attack. And then into the Sickle Slash again. So just getting a basic, getting that counter attack there has just allowed these ones to be slightly more buffed. Like I said, my beasts aren't overly leveled up, so the percentages are still pretty low. But when they do get higher, those percentages will increase. As I've said before, it is better to run a gold as a leader purely because the golds have a far better leader skill. But yeah, if you don't have the golds, I understand. Can run the purples. The purples still do pretty good as leader. I mean, you saw I was versing a gold leader, and their damage was pretty close. We were only talking 50,000 damage or something. So, not a matter of, oh, I'm going to just get stomped by a gold. The purples are still useful. You just need to level them up. So, jump back over here. So, that is the golds discussed. Now, I hope this series has kind of helped you understand how the beasts work a little bit more, in terms of who to potentially use, what potential squads to use them with, and hopefully you haven't wasted too much of your potential in leveling them up. So your potential is quite expensive. So I'll link a few videos below. Please jump over and have a watch of them, and tune in next time where like I said, where I discuss the biohazard event. I'll see you then. Harley out.